guys, welcome back to another episode of the Dropping Down from the Rafters podcast here on Tone and Entertainment. I think everybody was trying to get in their last minute social media work while the intro video was going on. But we're here, we're ready to rock and roll. And joining me here, guest hosting with me once again is Julie Cutler. How you doing, Julie?
Oh, hell no. What? She get introduced first? Okay, go ahead, go. I was expecting me, but go ahead. Go. My bad. I ruined it.
Before I was so rudely interrupted, Tony, thank you for the beautiful introduction. I'm so excited to be back, especially because I think that today is going to be perhaps the craziest interview that we have ever done on this channel together thus far. It is with a close personal friend of mine, somebody that I have worked with many a times before, if I may. Hailing from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 210 pounds, he is the Big Daddy, K.O. Vandu. And the crowd goes wild.
No, they don't go wild. They boo.
They do boo. They usually boo.
Boo. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But Dan's KO, I personally wanted to thank you so much for doing this interview with us. I know we have been pushing this on social media like crazy because you and I have a lot of fun poking fun at each other there. And so Tony and I are both really glad to have you on the show. And we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of good questions for you because you actually have a very unique an interesting background that led you into the professional wrestling business. A lot of people may not know this, but before Danny KO was a professional wrestler, he was actually an NCAA tennis player featured on ESPN. So can you tell us a little bit about that and sort of like how that experience segued into you becoming a professional wrestler? Was that love of professional wrestling always there, or was it something that developed later on? I'd love to hear the whole backstory behind that.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you the whole story. I got answers. All right, so I always liked wrestling. Once I was like 4 years old, that's like my first love, watching it on TV. The British Bulldog, The Rock, Val Venus, The Godfather, Triple H, all that, guys. And I always like watched it ever since. But tennis, let's talk about tennis. Tennis was always the sport I'm good at. Never really like it, but honestly, I'm just really good at it. Yep. And then,
tennis? I never realized that you never liked it.
I always say I don't like it, but like low key, it's like in my heart. I feel like if I lose a tennis match, I may be quiet and I might cry a little bit. But like I always say I hate tennis, but if I ever said that, it's like a little bit of love inside.
Yeah.
It's unconditional. I would say it's unconditional. I just hate the training aspect of tennis. But however, it's always been like the discipline sports I always had. Yeah.
When did you know that you were good at tennis? Because we have a tennis court at my place and my wife and I try to play and it's a complete disaster. So when did you know that you had like the knack for tennis?
I always play with like my family and all that. We just always play tennis court near the neighborhood and just play around with it. I fucking around with it. Oh shit, the power outage is big. What the fuck? Oh fuck. Oh shit, the storm is crazy as shit. All right, apologies, but I found out. I found out that I was good at it when I just started hitting back and forth, started winning points, and then when I got to like middle school and high school, dog, I just started like beating like the number one seed. I remember I was just a freshman and I was being a senior, so I kind of knew at that point, yeah, I'm a beast. Yeah. In college, like once I got to college, I was a freshman, and then I would just like play against a senior who was a captain, and I whoop his ass like quick.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like when I'm sorry, Julie, when you're beating up on like guys that are 3 years older than you in high school, like you're like, okay, I'm the freshman or sophomore, and I'm whooping the senior. That's kind of like when you've got like a real knack for it then.
Yeah, like it wasn't even like a beat. I crushed him like quick. Like I would just like no sweat. I was like bang, 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 and then I'm like, thanks, good game, bye. And then they said, yeah.
So when you were in college, at what point did you make it onto TV / do you think if the opportunity ever arose, say you had some sort of an offer to be a part of something tennis related and you had like one more match that was offered to you, do you think that you would still have it in you to do it?
Hell no. Tennis cardio and wrestling cardio is way different. Tennis
Totally
cardio,
different.
no, because you got to get the right footwork. You miss like one simple footwork in tennis, you're screwed. So if it's tennis shape, tennis that, I'm way off from that. If it's wrestling shape, oh yeah, I'm on it. But tennis and wrestling are completely different. Yeah, if they offer me that, I mean, if the pay is there, I'll do it. But it's just not. It's not gonna look good. I'm just gonna say that. But that's what they did to me at ESPN3, and I'm like, all right.
So for the record, if the pay is there,
Oh, yeah,
for anybody who's
definitely,
listening, if the pay is there,
yeah. Yep. But I
I
just
think
gotta promise it ain't gonna be good. Oh no, yeah.
I think you just answered my question as to why I'm not good at tennis then. Because I'm not in tennis shape whatsoever. So I think I answered my own question there.
Yeah. Yeah, tennis and wrestling, man, they're completely different. But tennis, I mean, it's good for recreation. I play it recreationally, but when it comes to like, tournaments, nah, I'm good. Yeah.
So, to circle back to wrestling, because you were mentioning like the cardio, the preparation for tennis, wrestling, two very different things. And
Oh, hell yeah.
I have seen personally on your social media a lot of the prep that you put into staying in shape for wrestling, because as you mentioned before, you like to stay ready. We see you on your stories weightlifting pretty much every day, eating a lot. It looks like bulking season is coming in hot. So can you tell us a little bit about like what your wrestling prep process looks like? Give us some of the dirty details, because we see
Oh, dirty, all right.
we see the overview of it on your social media, but let's dive into the process a little bit more. Like what is it that your goals are right now? What is it that you're working on?
I mean, every year I want to look the best that I could every year. So, every year you gotta look different. You gotta look bigger or look more leaner, or maybe have little details like maybe bigger legs, bigger shoulders. But my goal is to look like, I look better every year. So develop and develop and develop. When I started, dog, I was like 180 pounds, which is like, fair. But, I kind of knew that I want to weigh over that, because when promoters look at you and stuff and they see this guy, there's going to be, let's say they see like a 180-pound guy, like first appearance wise, they're going to be like, nah. But if they see a guy that's like, jacked and stuff, first impression, they're like, oh shit, okay, let's book this guy. I don't know how he wrestles, but he looks good. Let's get him. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what my goal is, to like look better every year, get bigger every year. Yep. Inside and outside of gym, of course.
One of the things I saw on your Instagram, and it had a weightlifting video, and I found it very inspiring because it said, what if, don't wait for the what ifs. And I feel like we're all, at least the three of us here, are all living that life right now. Like, don't have any what ifs. So what motivated you to say, I don't want to have any what ifs in my life, that I'm going to go all in on professional wrestling and make this happen?
Dude, the motivations, I mean, it all started with sports. I mean, I had coaches in the past that say, nah, he don't have it. And then I kind of proved him wrong mainly like, the next 2 weeks I proved him wrong. So it was always the mindset I always have. Basically when I started, freshman year of high school sports, they always say he's a freshman, he got it. And I'm like, dog, I'm better than all y'all. Just be real. Freshman year of college, I said the same thing. They said, oh, he's just a freshman, he ain't ready. I'm like, dude, I beat your like captain's ass. Trust me, I got it, dude. Yeah. And then once I get to like wrestling, I feel like I feel like a freshman again, which is a good mindset to have, because you're the underdog, and every underdog will have like a motivation. Everyone likes a Rocky story. Yeah. So I would say like, just always have that mindset that you gotta work for like, something higher and higher. Always have new goals and attack it. I always have a list in my notes. If I accomplish all like many of those goals in my list, I have to like make new ones. I always have a word for myself saying, okay, accomplish that, but make new goals. Could be like small goals, but major goals.
How good does it feel? Oh, go ahead, Jules.
Oh, go ahead, Tony. No,
go for it.
We're so polite here.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up, speaking of goals, so we've seen you do a number of pretty notable things so far. I know not too long ago we saw you on AEW. We've seen you do extra work in
No, that's not me. That's not me.
Oh, that's not you.
That's not me. No. Yeah, don't look at that. Don't look at that video. That's not me. No.
Okay. Well,
it's just another handsome dude that looks like him. That's all.
a really handsome guy that looks like the Big Daddy, but it was
Jack Perry.
somebody else.
Nope, somebody else. No, Jack Perry.
Somebody
Like
else.
in the security.
But-
Nope, that's not me. Nope.
But in the past, we have seen you wrestle. We have seen you wrestle on TV for AEW. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how. There you go. That Pillow was doing some really great selling there. We've seen you also earlier this year try out for the WWE at the Performance Center down in Orlando. So I don't know if there's like limited information that you're able to share with us about that experience, but whatever you are able to share in terms of like maybe advice to other people that want to be able to earn that same opportunity, or just kind of like what you experienced in your time at the PC, what were some major takeaways from that experience? We'd love to hear it.
Well, luckily enough, I had friends that experienced the PC tryout, so they gave me advice on what to do like 4 months prior to the whole thing. So basically, just get in the best shape you could for now. And I would say this, regardless if you're having a WWE tryout, they're gonna make you, be more uncomfortable. So you better get comfortable with all that shit for real. All the drills they do, all the work, and all the promo skills. You should unlock like some ideas from the greatest mind in the business. That's in the PC, like Norman Smiley, Robbie Brookside, William Regal. After I would say the advice I could give is get in the best shape of your life, and after a tryout, they're always going to keep in touch with you, but you want to do this. The first thing they do when you get to the PC, they take a picture of you. And then your goal is the next 2 years, you got to look better than that picture. So that's what they want to see. They want to see you develop and everything. They want to see how you do after the PC. Some people get discouraged if they don't get signed, but I get it. It's an organic feeling saying that I'm going to get picked though. But everyone should have the mindset of saying, hey, I didn't get shoes, but I'm going to show them. That's the advice I would say to anyone that's, in prep for the PC or, coming out of the PC if they're hearing this. That's the best advice you give organically in the awkward voice way.
So what goes,
yeah.
So when you pull up to the PC and you look at it and you're getting ready to walk through the doors, like what's going through your mind at that moment?
I'm nervous as shit. I'm not gonna lie. No, I'm not gonna lie though. Yeah. But I needed that. I needed that honestly because I was always in a setting where I'm doing repetitive things, which also help in drills because it's second nature. But I was nervous as shit. But before every match I have, no matter where I'm at, I'm always nervous, which is a good thing because you show love to it. So I needed that feeling because I never had that feeling for a while, especially in that setting. I had that, when I was like visiting college for my sport, but I felt like it was like 10 times more, nerve-wracking in a way. But I needed that. That's what I wanted. So, yeah.
Was there anything that they told you during the tryout? Because one thing I do know that you did like a minor name change after the tryout, and you had explained to me the reasoning behind that. I guess including or aside from the name change, was there any feedback that they gave you that like really resonated with you that you put in your back pocket and you're like, I'm going to do this moving forward?
Honestly, all the advice they gave me, which is a name change, I just executed immediately. Let me talk about the name change part. So the social media guy kind of talked to me just randomly because I was eating inside a PC. Everyone else is outside a PC grabbing food, but I've always been told to pack your food and just eat in the PC, network with everybody. All right, stay in there and you better network with every single guy. And then the social media came up to me. He said, hey, man, I noticed your name was DK. To give you advice is all up to you. If they Google DK, they're not going to show you. They're going to show Donkey Kong. They're going to show DK Metcalf, a megastar in the sports world. But if they Google DK, you're not going to pop up. So you got to choose something different. Your last name is already different. Your government last name is straight different. So use that. And then I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And then while I'm eating, after he said all that, I just immediately changed it. Like, boom. Yeah. Yep.
And I know that they put a lot of emphasis at the PC, especially on like being coachable. So I think if anything, that shows that you're taking their advice very seriously in enacting it right away, which is probably in some ways to them a good sign. Okay, he's registering what we're saying and he's listening.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. If you ever like, been in a situation where they said, "Hey, you're doing it wrong," do keep doing the drills and look back at the coach and ask him a question. Say, "Hey, am I doing this right?" Just to, get him the idea. Say, "Oh my gosh, he actually asked me questions." Because
Yeah.
coach is just standing right there, just doing this and looking, looking, looking. But you got to communicate with the coaches. Because I was a coach myself, like, so I kind of understand like perspective of every coaches. It's cool to have a student saying, asking questions and everything because it shows that they care. So I did the same thing what I did in the PC. Yep.
As a coach yourself, what are some of the most challenging things that you have to, I guess, endure when like maybe new people come in and you have to try to show them the
Actually,
ropes, so to say?
no, actually, to be honest, I love teaching like new people because they came up, sign up, and they really want to learn, tennis. They want to learn about fitness. Those are the best like students I like to have, new students, because they're doing something so uncomfortable, but they just want to, make a life-changing decision to get, in the best shape. And I like that. I wouldn't say it's annoying, but it's cool to see, that they're here first day, and I like to see them develop for like the next 3 months to see what happens from there. Yeah, I never get annoyed. I'm always patient. I'm known to be patient. So it shows right there when I'm talking right now. Yep.
I'm
Let me.
giving you a look, Dan.
What I do? What I do?
The inside scoop. What do we got going on?
What, are you surprised with my answer?
So for those of you who are watching and Tony too, you know that Danny Keough and I are good friends, and so I'm just teasing a little bit, but I do want to circle back to something a little bit unrelated to the topic of the PC. Back to something that you had said on social media when we were advertising this interview, which was that you had a lot of people that you wanted to shout out, and this was going to
Oh,
be
what?
this was going to be a big opportunity for you to shout out all of your
All
friends. So
right.
I wanted to jump over to that while we're having a little bit of fun. I wanted to jump over to that really quickly and just give you the floor
Oh my gosh.
for
Okay. Okay.
your big moments.
All right.
So you can do your shout
I can't
out.
wait. I can't wait. All right. I want to give a shout out to me, myself, and I. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I want to give a shout out to, Cashman. Every once I
You
have a
love
question.
Cash.
Yeah, I love Cashman. Every once I have a question, but I don't. He's just a best friend. I don't love him.
Wrestling manager.
Yeah, yeah. Tina for taking good ass pictures.
Tina.
Yeah. Tina. Yep. And who deals with me?
What companies does Tina do?
She does everything. No, everywhere. I'm not lying. Yeah.
She goes everywhere, but there's a couple companies specifically that I know she does a lot of photography.
MCW.
MCW.
Yeah.
And her work is really good.
No, her work is solid.
I follow her on social media. And
I want to get. Yeah, I know. I'm here.
She's always putting people over. She does a really good job with her work, and she's always so busy and taking bookings.
Dude,
everywhere.
Did you know? I know her since she was like 10 years old, so it's crazy. I know her for like a long ass time because her brother, I know her whole family, and then seeing her like, wearing a Dolph Ziggler t-shirt, flexing on me, to like doing what she does now is pretty dope. Yeah, now she's like 19, 20, so it's like, dang, time flies. Holy shit.
If anybody watching is looking for like a really phenomenal wrestling photographer, Tina is your woman.
Yeah, Tina. Yeah, Tina is gonna be, surprised I'm saying this. Yeah, and then also I gotta give a shout out to like Jay Lee Photography. I gotta give out a shout out to like the production guys first. Yeah, Tanya Awesome's dad. He takes videos. Without him, I wouldn't get the opportunity I would right now because the video footage is important, especially with quality. All right, Caleb Stelzer.
Caleb Seltzer.
Yeah. No. Too much. All right.
Okay, no, we're gonna bring it down.
Okay, hold up. All right, yeah, I guess Matthew Ennis, because he commented, he said, "You better shout me out, bitch." And I'm like, all right, there you go. There's your shout out. There's your name.
There it
Matthew
is.
Ennis, yeah. Flex Simmons, he lives in Florida, by the way, so he lives in Orlando. All right, he likes Disney World. Kakoa, yeah, everyone knows Kakoa.
Yeah.
He's my cousin, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kakoa, and who else? QT Marshall, Dr. Luther, Glacier, Sean Dean. All the above. There's so many to give shout outs to, but I would say I'm gonna lean the last five. Let's do the last five. All right, it's gonna be Bruiser, rest in peace. I mean, he was my coach in the beginning, day one. All right, Boom Hayden, rest in peace to him. I mean, he was my bro, like going through the road. I spent more time with him, like, many times early in my career. I mean, suddenly yeah. And then third, I would say Miami Mike. Yeah, everyone knows Miami Mike. Yep. Number 2, it has to be Miles Hopkins.
Oh, the 99 overall.
Shut the fuck. No, he's at 90. Okay, hold up. Don't hype him up too much, all right? He deserved the hype, but not that much. And then number 1, I would say a shout out to my mom because she don't like wrestling though. But however, she appreciate what I do. Like, when she sees me taking pictures with the kids, taking pictures with fans, and seeing the smiles on the face, that's what she like to share. But me, demolishing someone, choking someone out in the ring, she don't want to share that to, her friends. But yeah, so I like to give that shout out though, for real. Yeah, because she never liked wrestling, but she respect my decisions. She never liked me weightlifting and getting bigger because it gets her scared a little bit. So, but then she respect my, commitment. Same thing with tennis. I mean, she never understood the sport, but she really likes to watch me just play and have fun. Wrestling, I mean, she never respected what I did, but she kind of appreciate that, I don't have to take no for an answer, if that makes sense. Yep. So I gotta give a shout out to her for real. Yeah. I mean, Cambodian moms are tough, but you gotta show you gotta show your passion and then make them change their mind. Yep.
Were there any second thoughts into going into professional wrestling with your mom being so, against it?
To be honest, never, ever.
Never.
No, not
Okay.
not even no, never, ever. Because I kind of knew after I graduated college, I'm like, yeah, I'm going straight to wrestling school. But yeah, but I always make connections to different people that wrestle because they work out in the gym I go to. So I always plan to do all that.
That's cool. You actually mentioned Glacier, and that was actually the first person I ever interviewed here on the channel. Was my first wrestling interview at a convention,
Really?
dude. Yeah, it was on like a cell phone at a convention in Orlando. The audio was horrible, but I kind of fanboyed out like super hard. I had my channel at the time, but he was super cool, super nice, and actually interviewing Glacier kind of got me fired up to to look into this a little bit more. So definitely shout out to Glacier as well too.
Yeah, shout out to Glacier. That dude could talk. I'm not gonna lie though. You could if you need a 10-hour podcast with Glacier, man, he'll do it. He knows how to talk. I'm like, dang.
He was also a part of the very first indie show that I ever did interviews for at Pro Wrestling Action down in Altamont Springs, Florida. Tony, I don't think you were at.
I wasn't at that one. No.
Winter Wonder Slam in December of 2022. Glacier had made a special appearance on that show as well. So also holds a special place in my heart.
Now he lives in Florida though. I'm not sure where though, but I think he lives in Orlando now. But I'm guessing, yeah. He told me he moved to Florida, but he was a good coach.
That would make sense because that was near the show that he was at. So that would definitely check out. Dans, I know that you had mentioned, obviously you're billed from Atlanta, Georgia. I know you don't live in Atlanta currently, but when you when you started training, I know you've told me a lot of stories about training at the Nightmare Factory back when it was the Power Factory. And I know that you had shouted out some of the trainers from there. So can you tell us a little bit about that experience, what it was like for you to walk into training there for the first time and some of the people that you met along the way? Because I know that you've also told me a lot about some of the people that you rode with in your early days, and you've given me a lot of advice on sort of navigating those early days on the road.
Well, let's start from the day one when I first. Oh shit! Damn, that's crazy.
It is like
I think it was crazy. Oh my god! I gotta start with the story. Holy hell!
Does Mother Nature want you to tell this story? Because that was like the crack of lightning right there.
Dude, I think it's my coach Bruiser telling me to stop saying dumb shit right now. But I don't know, man. Shit, but I would say my day one, I started at MCW in Joplin, Maryland Championship Wrestling. That's my day one. I started the beginners class. I trained there for a good year, but then after that, I had a great opportunity to live in Atlanta and get a good job and everything. And then I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna train in Atlanta. And then the coaches told me to go to QT. But I'm gonna break down what the first day of training was like. The first day of training, again, you're a freshman in the varsity team. All right, people are not gonna like you. That's just my experience. Everyone's experience might be different, which is a good thing. But my experience. First day, they're not gonna like you, but then when times go on, they're gonna appreciate your commitment, everything, and see that you're still here. Yep. But I would say, I wouldn't say it's the hardest thing I've done because I was always in good good shape. But I would say the most challenging part is gaining that personality that I have now, because I was always, a shy kid, but inside the tennis court, I'm always loud. But outside of that, they want to bring, a lot of personality. They want to bring, the bar energy, the club energy into the ring. I mean, they know I had it, but they said, yeah, you need to get more energy. You need to get more height. And then, yeah. So I guess with life experience, like throughout the year and traveling everywhere and learning from the best, like QT Marshall and, riding with the best, that's when I started learning and picking up over time. So yeah.
Okay, I want to bring in a viewer question. Rewind 89 is back in the show. Welcome back, Rewind 89. He wants to know, Big Strong Daddy, huh? How did you get that name, Mr. Big Daddy?
Wow.
I got it from, let's say I got it from a little special someone who I can't, mention.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know she's gonna wait for me tomorrow night. And let's just say I'm gonna do this.
All right. Well, thank you so much, viewer, for that question.
With that being said, you did mention QT Marshall, and he is the CCW champion down here in Miami, Florida.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that.
Yes.
Oh,
so I believe he has an open challenge coming up this Saturday at CCW, which we will be covering that show down there, and I'm super excited. And a lot of people talk about how important QT is in the professional wrestling world, especially those who are in it. Maybe outsiders who maybe just watch TV don't really know. But what is some of the advice, tips, that you've gotten from QT?
Honestly, the simple advice I ever gotten, really, all he really said is just really focus on the fundamentals, make it second nature, and then the character stuff is really up to you. I mean, if you call it character, you got to find that energy, but it's up to you. I can't do everything for you, but I could train you well. I could train you, properly. But however, there's no guarantee you're gonna, work with me at AEW. But I would say the best advice I got is him simply telling me to go everywhere, just wrestle everywhere, no matter what. I mean, everyone to get that all the time, but you really got to execute and, wrestle, get out there, learn, and always gain information from, one of the best on the road. But QT did, help me make connections with like a lot of people. That's what I would say. So, yep.
So when you talk about wrestling everywhere, obviously you've done quite a bit. Ayo, Mosh Pit.
What's up, Mosh Pit?
in
the house. What's up, Mosh Pit?
Oh shit! You want to mosh it up? Oh dang.
When you talk about traveling everywhere, so we've seen you travel quite a few places so far. I've seen you wrestle in some different parts of the country. We've seen you making appearances on some major promotions. Is there anything on your bucket list in terms of like promotions you haven't wrestled for yet that you want to check off your list, or maybe someone that you haven't stepped toe to toe with yet in the ring that you'd like to use this opportunity to call out?
I would say one wrestler that I really want, I would say a wrestler right now before he retires. I would say Chris Jericho. I watched him since I was like a little boy, and then to think of that he's still wrestling was like wild to me. I mean, he was in a company that I was watching Triple H, British Bulldog, The Rock, and dude, and he's still doing his thing. It's blowing my mind. So I would say Chris Jericho. If it's now, he's the guy. I mean, yep.
I'm a big Chris Jericho girl too.
Yeah, and then I would say Okada. He kind of like, just hearing his name outside of the main WWE platform and stuff. I always got curious on who he is, but when I saw him wrestle, I'm like, holy shit. That's the guy I need to step toe to toe with. Us, those top two guys, really. I don't have like 3, 4, 5. I never that guy. I always have those top two guys. And if there's any place that I want to wrestle, like of course I want to go to Japan because they did inspire me, during my wrestling career to gain more creativity and gain more knowledge. Hell yeah, boy, YTJ for life. Break the wall. Yeah. And then 2, I would say. Oh dang! I always say Japan's number 1, but 2, everyone's gonna be like, "Well, I'll be surprised when I say this though." If there is ever an opportunity that the government, wants, to have wrestling in that country, I would say number 2 would be North Korea. To be honest, I gotta be real. I mean, yeah, I might gain some controversy for that answer, but just hearing the stories of saying, hey man, yeah, we wrestle North Korea is just like something, I want to like check off my bucket list. Just to say that I've been to a country that, they don't allow like certain people to come. But yeah,
What about
yeah.
anybody on the independent? Oh, I'm a big daddy boy. Wow. Wow, you got fans.
Yeah,
Is there
Big Daddy, yeah.
anybody on the independent scene right now that you haven't wrestled yet that you've kind of got your eye on? Like if the opportunity comes up to wrestle them somewhere, you'd like to step in the ring with them.
I mean, I gotta say, Matt Cardona, man, he's like the top indie guy right now. I mean, to be
Ooh.
real, like he always won a competition. He's been like, back to back, indie wrestler of the year. I mean, he did help bring indie wrestling in top of the map. That's what he did. And he tried to encourage like, newer guys to step it up and everything, everything. So I'm like, oh, that motivates me. I kind of need to hear that. Yeah. And then I would say number two, every show that I'm ever in, I always see him in the locker room. Everyone knows Speedball Bailey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Speedball Mike Bailey, yeah, he's a beast. I mean, he's been everywhere. He wrestles like literally every week, even on a Wednesday to Fridays in different countries. But him, I kind of want to, test myself against that guy because he's been wrestling like his whole life, and he's been wrestling against the best around the globe. And it's crazy to me, man. Like, he should be like the top guy in any major, company he's in. Like, literally. Him versus Will Ospreay was probably, the best match I've ever seen. I always know he was good, but when I saw that, I'm like, holy hell. I mean, I always seen his match like that. But the fact that he got a 5-star match, from that match, I'm like, damn. I mean, I always see a lot of his matches, and that's exactly, the intensity like that. But the fact that the whole world get to see him wrestle and get a 5-star is like, holy shit. Hell yeah.
I want to circle back to the Rocky moment that you talked about earlier, having a Rocky moment. And, when I watch your workout videos on Instagram, like you have killer music that you're playing. Like I'm jamming to your music. Like I'm a 2000s guy. I like classics. I like a little bit of everything. So if they had to make a workout montage a la Rocky for you, what song would you put that to?
Oh, dude, anything with Creed, man. I mean, you could name the top. The You Take Me Higher. Because like, I feel like you got to pick a song that, that relates to you heavy and then relates to everyone in the whole world. Everyone know who Creed is. I mean, everyone knows that song,
Everyone
You
should
Take
know who
Me
Creed is.
Higher. You know that. Yeah, I would definitely use Creed, man. You got to bring the classic back. Yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah. That's definitely my music and the go-to, dog, for real.
While we're on the topic of music, because I do know I have noticed you use a lot of Creed on your Instagram stories. Can you give us a little background information about who is Mike Jones? Because I see that you
Oh,
posted.
yeah.
You don't know who Mike Jones is,
Yo,
Julie?
hold up. Hold the fuck up.
Wait. Are we gonna school Julie? Because okay, let's go. Mike Jones, come on.
I might be kind of planting some seeds here.
You don't know 281-330-8004?
Wait, hold the fuck up. Are you fucking with me? Holy shit.
What do we got?
You how the fuck not know Mike Jones? You've been through this like past 2 months. You gotta listen to like music videos and all that shit. Literally, how do you not know Mike Jones?
Well, can you give us like a little background information on who?
No, Julie, no. You gotta figure out yourself. You gotta research that shit. I'm not gonna be his journalist. I know. Yeah, I'm not gonna be his journalist. I got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I got it. I'm not gonna be your journalist to say all that. Okay. It's so early.
I'll go on the Google machine and I'll look up who Mike Jones is and I'll report back.
Paul Wall. You gotta know Paul Wall too.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh. What it do is Paul Wall. I'm the people champ. Yeah. So you gotta figure out the rest, Julie.
While we're talking about like music that gets you hyped. So we talked about music that gets you hyped. I want to also circle back a little bit to talking about your wrestling character, because you mentioned that when you were young, you were very shy off the tennis court. Is there anything in particular, or like, did you ever have an aha moment as you were training to become a wrestler where like you really felt your personality, you really felt like the fun Dan start to come out? How did that sort of like organically happen? How did that happen? Because now when we see you wrestle, one of your iconic things is like as soon as you come through the curtain, you have like these big crazy eyes. That's like his if you ever watch any of KO Vandu's videos, you see he's got like the big eyes. So like what what was it during your journey where you kind of felt like, you know what, like I'm gonna use this, I'm gonna lean into this?
I never copied for anyone. That's organically me. I say like when I was in a weight room. So back at like when I was training with Power Factory, we have a weight room, and then next to the weight room was a wrestling ring. So I always left before wrestling training. And then one time I was getting so hyped and stuff in the weight and stuff, getting so hyped up, like jacked up, like everybody was just like staring at me. They were like, "God damn, Big Dad knows how to move his big strong body." Oh yeah, dude. I wonder who that dude is. I gotta check him out. I don't know who the hell he is, but I'm kind of curious my spies. But I would say and I wouldn't say like I gain inspiration from anyone. It's just really organically me getting so hyped up. Like everyone has a bit of like craziness in them. Like when I mentioned awkward and all that. Sometimes awkward can be a little bit scary. I mean, you think about serial killers, not to make everyone uncomfortable, but that's a level you got to get to.
I'm already uncomfortable.
So basically, you gotta know who you are first. For me, organically, I'm like awkward in situations. Let's say all situations, but then when the weight room comes and when I'm like high up in a pre-workout, I get so hyped up. Everyone wants to back away, but they're still gonna look at you just like a tornado, like spinning and spinning. They might run away, but they're always gonna be like this, looking.
Want to see?
So yeah. But then when I see everyone's reaction of like my energy, I'm like, holy shit, man! Why didn't I use this in the ring? Yeah. And then when you hang out, get drinks with the boys, getting bars up, singing along with the song, whatever's on the jukebox, then they're like, yo, where is this, dog? Where is this? You got it. Where is this? But then once I started picking it up in the ring, everyone said your intensity reminds me like Umaga. I mean, a lot of people should know who he is. Just the intensity, him sticking his tongue out, like getting wild up. Yeah. And I just backing people away. So I would say it's really me. I wouldn't say inspiration really comes. I try to be like, stuff like I see in the movies, but I really don't believe in it when I try it. So you got to really know who you are first before getting to, all the character shit. That's my personal opinion.
It has to be organic.
Yeah, it has to be organic because you got to know who you are first. So yeah, but then me being energized, you got to know like what catch everyone's attention when you hang out, in a party. What catch your attention in the to people in the weight room. I mean, yeah, intensity. So you always got to bring the intensity, outside of curtains because pressure matters, So yeah.
I want to circle a little bit back to Mike Jones for a little bit because I was a nightclub promoter in the mid 2000s.
In Miami?
Yes. So it's my past life. But we became obsessed with Mike Jones at the time, and we hired the DJs and everything. So every once, we would just hit up the DJ like, dude, you got to hit the Mike Jones for a little bit. Yeah. And they would play the Mike Jones for us, and everybody would lose their mind, to those like 3 or 4 songs, Turning Lane or Who is Mike Jones, whatever.
Yeah, so, I mean, everyone here is like, 50 cents, in the club.
No, we were like, who? Mike Jones.
Yeah, Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
I'm over here. I'm just like,
but he's got a great story, Jones, Julie. In order to sell his CDs, he would put his phone number in every song. 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low. And that's how he got signed, was because.
Is that his actual phone number?
Yes, and people were like, yes.
Oh, they still come to the day. It's literally going to you showing them like a number saying, welcome to this.
But he would put in his songs to get promoted, to promote himself, and it stuck and it worked too because he had a pretty successful career there for a while in the mid 2000s. So we were big Mike Jones fans in the middle 2000s. Huge Mike Jones fans.
Texas legend. He's a Texas legend.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay.
And they got Paul Wall too, just like stirring it up right there. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, Paul Wall.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Iceman.
See, we could have partied together like 15 years ago.
yeah, we could have. Nightclub. Yeah, Atlanta nightclub is lit, dude.
I'll just be watching from the sidelines. I'm like, who is Mike Jones?
Well, nobody would probably play it now, like it's 2024.
Oh,
But
dude, I don't know. Nightclubs music now is not the same as before.
no, for the right crowd they would. For the right crowd they would. Yes.
Yeah, but mid 2000s themed night. I would be all about that.
Please,
Oh my
please,
God.
please.
The music from that time period. I've been actually kind of going through a phase lately where I've been like circling back to a lot of that music that I liked during that time frame. I don't even want to say how old I was during that time frame because it's kind of embarrassing. But I've been circling back to a lot of that.
Yeah, about the Mike Jones. It was his number to like 2005.
It was such a different era than the music even now. And it's funny because I remember my parents saying, like, when they were younger, they were like,
you got it, you know it.
They were like, our music was so much better than this. And
I say the same thing now too. I'm like, your music nowadays.
Every generation. It's like,
we are our parents now when it comes to music.
Yeah.
Yes. It's scary. They do throwbacks now down here on the One Miami radio station. I'm like, this is what I like went to college with. I'm like, this is the oldie station now. I'm a little scared now.
Not Green Day is part of the classic now. It got me sad. Like, they're the classic now. Holy hell, dude. Green Day.
What the heck's going on?
Oh, no. I grew up with Green Day.
Right.
Boulevard of Broken Dreams. That was really good, like, sad girl music back in the day.
Well,
it's like Dawson's Creek music, yeah.
Like
make you
sad
cry.
Boy shower music when you're just like, you're sad and you're taking a shower and you're just like letting the hot water pour over you in self-loathing. It's like that kind of music.
Oh shit, yeah. I just got a flash warning in my phone. Oh shit. I'm hyped for it. I'm so hyped for the flood.
While we have you hyped, Dans, I do want to ask you another wrestling related question. And this is another question that I do like to ask a lot of people on the podcast, because we've asked about like future goals, bucket list items, people that you would like to face in the future. Do you have any opponents from your past that stand out as like you don't look a day older than 20? Thank you. This person, Rewind 89, just says all of the right things.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you. Were there any opponents from your past or like any matches from your past that stand out to you as like career-changing matches for you?
I would say tag matches. I would say me and Cheeseburger against Tony Deppen and Rex Lawless. I mean, just having two Ring of Honor guys and one guy that should be signed out. They kind of like helped me out, to wrestle more out after that match. It was my last match of the year. It was a week of Christmas, and then
2023.
Yeah, 2023. It's the matches on YouTube and everything, but just me tagging with Cheeseburger, who was my mentor early on. And then facing the top indie guys, which is Tony Deppen and then Rex Lawless.
Yeah, Rex Lawless is a tank.
Yeah, dude's a beast, dude. Yeah, it's crazy that he's not signed. Like, he has like the impact and everything, dude. But yeah, I guess me wrestling against these guys in one ring, you will learn after that match, because that kind of teach you. All right, they wrestle, all the places that you want to wrestle. So now you gotta, what's your takeaway after that match? Yeah. And then just, chatting him up, everything after the match, it kind of unlocked my ideas to like, okay, cool. I love it. Yep.
Now, I like to ask this question too. Like, a lot of weird shit happens in professional wrestling, and I throw out the term bizarro. So if you had to throw out a bizarro moment in your wrestling career, what would it be?
Bizarre, like, and unique?
Weird. We've had people that have had, fans grope them, or they've tripped over their shoelaces walking to the ring. Just something so random and weird you never thought would happen. Have you had any of those type of moments?
Dude, I want to say me personally, but I just seen unique stuff that happens. I never had like those kind of experience that people have. Like, some people told me, they have like fans bring a weapon. One lady brought a dildo to the side, just like he started smacking that dude with it. And I'm like, the hell? I never had any weird experience, to be honest, with wrestling. But I just seen oddest experience in wrestling when I witnessed it. I guess I say the oddest experience was a cage match, but one side of the cage wasn't in because they don't know how to fit the cage in. So there was 3 cages level, but one is off. But then they have to commit to it, and then I'm like, why? Yeah.
Yeah.
So they didn't practice setting it up or everything, but I just remember it was still cage match. But then at the time when they set it up, they couldn't fit it. But in that situation, if that happens and stuff during intermissions, and I would like have a segment and said, hey, instead of a cage match, we could make this like a lumberjack match, just to do
Mix
something
it up.
like everyone above.
Make it
Doesn't
make sense.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes a lot of wrestling changes anyway, so just change it to that. Yeah.
So a 3-sided cage match was the weirdest thing. That's pretty odd.
Yeah,
No, it's to me.
how did they like alter the rules in order to make that work? Do you remember?
The same shit, but I think what is that? I don't know. I really don't know how to do it, but everyone in the ring was trying to, climb over the cage or open that door when there's literally like an open spot there. I don't know why. I don't know what went on, but it was me in real life that really tried to wrestle in a cage match with just 3, and then you can escape anywhere. I would just hop off the ropes and win that whole early, but yeah, everyone was just doing like, what they were calling early and stuff, and then like, oh no. Yeah.
KO, I know you wrestle up in like the Northeast. Are you familiar with Stan Styles?
Oh hell yeah.
Okay, so
hell yeah. I wrestled,
Rewind.
I was in the same. Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, Rewind 89 is a huge fan of Stan Styles. And I remember Rewind came into the podcast I had with Stan and Eric Academia, although Stan did lose to Eric Academia last week as well, too. But Rewind 89 says he would love to see the real man, the king of indie wrestling, Mr. Stan Styles, versus my new big, strong favorite daddy, Big Daddy KO.
Ooh.
Well, Lumberjack, you're a daddy to all them daddy. So does that mean everyone in Lumberjack would have a shake weight and shit? And if
Oh my God.
they just gotta do that.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, and I'm trying to get out the ring and they're doing this. I'm like, oh hell no. And then I'm trapped either way. Yeah. I mean shit, if I wrestle, it's gonna be wild if I wrestle Stan Styles, because he has all that whipped cream and has that lumberjack. But I would say this, when he brings that whipped cream, everyone's gonna be scared of it. But if you whip that whipped cream in my mouth, I'd be like, yeah. About being intense in that bitch. Yeah.
While we're talking dream matches, Tony, I feel like we did this on one of the last podcasts with one of our guests, but is there anyone, if you had to think of like 1 or maybe 3 dream opponents, people that you'd like to see KO Vandu face off with, is there anyone that comes to mind?
Yeah, I think we did this when we had Jared Diaz on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
I think we had that on. I mean, I don't know if you've wrestled Ty Awesome before, but Ty is really good. I saw him wrestle up in Philadelphia.
Oh yeah, he was my tag partner in West Virginia. Yeah.
Okay.
We tagged with each other in West Virginia. Yeah, I know Ty Awesome. Yeah, I see him every month, dog. He's from Delaware. Yeah, he's a beast.
Right. Yeah, I saw him up there. I know you wrestled for 1CW, and I was up there when I saw him wrestle for 1CW when I was up in Jersey earlier this year.
Oh,
too.
Was it Mania Week?
Yeah,
right?
Mania Week.
Oh,
when I was
yeah,
up
yeah,
there. Yeah. So I think I mean, Ty Awesome is one that comes to mind. I mean, you threw out Matt Cardona, so I would love to. And I saw Matt Cardona wrestle EC3, so why not EC3? Because I think that would be a great match right there.
EC3, man, I never come under mind when I want to wrestle EC3, but when it happens, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a resume that I kind of need to, step up to. So I want to see why not control the narrative.
Have you had at any point in time a formal match with QT Marshall?
Never. Actually, never. He just coached me, but never.
Because that's one that I would like to see. That was something that came to my mind right away. Someone else I would be kind of interested in seeing you wrestle would be from Florida, Ariel Dominguez.
I was right there. That was my third one right there. Yeah.
Because I think size-wise, like you guys both, you have a lot of size, and you're both very technical. I think that would be a good match too. And I think also your characters would be like a nice juxtaposition for one another. So that's another one that I would love to see. I'm trying to think if I had a third one. I feel like I had a third one in mind that might have escaped me. So I'll have to come back. I'll have to stew on it a little bit. And
I'd like to see a mosh with Ozzy Killmeister too. I think that would be fun too.
Oh,
I think that down here. I think that would be fun too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people down south, honestly.
I think we want to see a lot of matches. I'm thinking Cha-Cha. Charlie, let's rack up the matches for KO. Let's get them going right now. Right.
You know what? I think Cha-Cha and I think that would be a like size-wise and also character-wise. I think that would be another really fun matchup too. I could see them meshing very well. So Cha-Cha, Charlie, I'm going to say Cha-Cha, Ariel, and QT. So that means that we have to get Dan's down to Florida.
Yeah, he's got a lot of matches to wrestle in Florida now. Yeah. All of a sudden.
I'm open to it anytime. Well, I'm fully booked for the year, but in the future, 2025. All right.
Okay.
I'll make sure of that.
Put it
on
the
CCW. CCW.
No, you did say you're fully booked for the full year already.
Yeah.
Awesome, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, but 2025. That's when I get cool. That's when I gotta see like what's the new company I gotta like attack. It might be CCW, who knows? I remember when they first opened up in Florida, and then they have another one in Tennessee. I remember, dude. I just remember day one. It's wild. It grew so much. I'm like happy for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rewind once you see you wrestle Brock Lesnar. That your body is so much bigger and nicer.
Wow. That's a pretty high compliment.
Right.
How does that make you feel, KO?
What?
Have someone make compliment you on that level?
I mean, that's cool though, but the part, me wrestling Brock Lesnar. I mean, it has to be a stipulation of that though. No DQ, but I'm gonna have someone jump in.
Three-sided steel cage.
And that one side is a lumberjack. That one side is a lumberjack.
Yes.
All right. One side's a lumberjack, but then
lumberjack.
That gives someone an opportunity to just jump. If you need some help, they can just.
If I need help, I definitely need a lot of help. I'm definitely gonna get in. That's why I want to make a no DQ match. Not because I need it, but because I want to give other people opportunity to jump him.
That's really thoughtful.
It is, because I could like really jump Brock Lesnar, but I want to give other opportunities for the big boys. Like get at it, and then just let me go for the cover. Yeah, that's it.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. Yeah. Opportunity for others. Yeah, that's my campaign.
Now, while we're on the subject of giving back to others, I see that you had actually purchased off to the side some flowers in the background for Tony and myself as a thank you for doing this interview. Would you like to talk about that a little bit? The flowers that you bought for us that you're sitting next to?
Man, they buy that shit for y'all. Fuck y'all. What the hell?
He did. You did say before.
Flowers is my pet peeve. It's my fucking pet peeve.
You did say before the interview that those were fake flowers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, they're plastic, but it looks nice though, Yeah.
Well, we're talking about your pet peeves. That's another thing that we see on your social media very often is you like to share some of your pet peeves. Can you talk about the sort of like how you came upon this trend of starting this pet peeves movement on social media?
Hey, it just happened organically. I always had pet peeves before wrestling. Ever since I was born, I always had pet peeves. I had pet peeves.
Ever since before you were born?
Ever since I was fucking born. Ever since I was a little boy, I had pet peeves. My pet peeves was when Hurricane Katrina came. I'm like, fuck Hurricane Katrina. I want to play video games, bitch. All right? Only the fucking Northeast knows about Hurricane Katrina. Is it Hurricane Isabel? My dumb ass. Oh, that's New Orleans. Holy shit. Hurricane Isabel. Yeah, Hurricane Isabel is my pet peeve.
I was gonna say Katrina was New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Yeah, I'd be like, oh shit, New Orleans. I'd be like that. Okay.
But that hurricane sucked too. That one was so it's okay to be angry with Katrina.
Yeah. The Saints won Super Bowl next year, though. Yeah. Okay. My pet peeves. All right. There's so many. I hate reverse parkers. I don't know. I hate it so much.
People that back into parking spaces.
Yeah, when you're like going to a grocery store, you're like, oh hell yeah, that man stopped. That means he's gonna park that way. But nope. He's trying to reverse park means I gotta back it up. And I'm like, no, I want to back it up.
I will do if I go to the grocery store. If I go pull-through spot, that's different. That's different.
No difference. No, reverse parkers, no.
A pull-through, but a pull-through, you're not backing in. You're pulling through. You're going straight.
Shut up, Julia. Shut up. Okay. Just focus on what I'm saying. Reverse parking is my pet peeve. Yes.
My pet peeve is people that back in.
Fuck Starbucks. Fuck Starbucks. Fuck Starbucks. Fuck them. Oh my gosh, dude, I hate it. Pet peeve, dude. They have like my first time at Starbucks is the worst experience I've ever had in my entire existence of life. I was like, dog. I said I just want a fucking coffee. They said, you want grande with whipped cream, all that shit. I'm like, fuck man, I just want fucking coffee, man. Fuck all that ingredient shit. Fuck.
They make you jump through all kinds of hoops for coffee.
That's why I prefer more energy drinks, because I hate coffee. I hate hot coffee. No, I hate coffee because of that experience in college.
You know what? I'm not a coffee person either. I'm a big Diet Coke. The product placement here is not great. I'm a big Diet Coke.
You're a basic motherfucker.
Tony, what about your pet? Let's go around. We could do like a round table.
People that aren't ready to check out at the grocery store when they're in front of you.
They're in front of you.
Yes.
And then they take a really long time. They're asking questions.
Yes, and they want price checks and everything else. And I'm like,
how's your day going, bitch? I'm like,
can I just give you $1 to keep going? Like, don't waste my time, please.
Donation, motherfucker. Hurry the fuck up.
Well, that too, when you have to scan your groceries and then they come up to you and they're like, do you want to donate? I'm like, no, I'd like for you to bag my groceries.
Yeah.
I don't want to donate money on top of that too. Come on, leave me alone.
Two pet peeves that fall in line with that. Number one, when they ask you to donate, but you don't really know what you're donating to.
Panda Express. Panda Express.
Panda Express.
They always say, do you want to donate to the children's hospital? But I always make some donation personally though, but
Yeah.
But I don't know, they're forceful. They're very forceful with it though. But I know the charity that runs through it, they're like known to be, they don't really give like all the money to it, to give like a small percentage. So I kind of research that deeply.
Right.
Yeah, I'm big in charity.
It's one thing if you know where your money, but sometimes it's like something you've never heard of before. And it's like, do you want to round up and donate? And it's like, well, like maybe, but I don't have enough information in like the 30 seconds of you asking me.
You want to donate to upgrade this new stadium in Washington Nationals? Bitch, we haven't won like, we haven't made the playoff in 5 years. Why the fuck would I donate for a new stadium, boy? Why? Why?
And then the other thing, when we're talking about the person in front of you in line at the grocery store who wants to do like all the price, they want to ask a lot of questions. And then it's always the people that have like a full cart of stuff, like it's packed to the brim. And then you have like 2 items. So it's like, it would have been way easier if you just they let you go ahead and check out the 2 items that you have, as opposed to standing behind them with their 50 items.
Well, mine was actually the opposite. I actually went grocery shopping last night and I had a full cart, and the lady asked to go in front of me with 3 items. So I let her. She had a bunch of questions, and I'm like, I could have been like, I was no, like, yes, like have your stuff together when you're in line at the grocery store. Like, don't waste my time. My pet peeve.
I agree. This is why I love self-checkouts. I almost always use the self-checkout unless there's some reason that like.
Man, self-checkout's always closed in my grocery.
Oh, if I really think that I need help with something for some reason, I'll go through the regular checkout line. But for the most part, I just use the self-checkout if I can. So
you get your groceries bagged correctly then, and you can go about your day. Yes.
Exactly. And then my other pet peeve, I had actually shared this one on social media the other day, and much to Dan's chagrin, up here where I live, you have to pay for bags at the grocery store. You have to pay for paper bags. And so they encourage you to bring your own bags to the grocery store, which I always keep them in my car. But my big thing is, a lot of time, not only myself, but I see a lot of other people that will always forget to bring their own bags. And so then you get to the store and you have to pay more for the bags. I don't think that's a thing everywhere, because sometimes when I travel other places.
Yeah, Florida doesn't have that right now. Yeah.
And I like to reuse the grocery bags a lot too for different things. So I don't know if that's a thing where everybody lives, but it is a thing where I live.
KO's busy beating up the pillow in the background right now.
Nope, I wasn't. I didn't make sure the pillow fluffed up. That's all. No,
okay.
So I think we've thoroughly gone through the pet peeves for now. Dan's, was there anybody else? I know that I already asked you about your shout outs before. Was there anybody else that maybe you forgot in your first round of shout outs that you wanted to circle back to in the second round of shout outs before we start to wrap things up a little bit?
Well, I want to give a shout out to, this guy named some guy named Zach Cutler. He's like my number 1 fan.
Oh.
but he's a minimum more fan. He asked me for like an 8x10. I kind of charged him, a fair amount, but then he actually, bought like 10 of those. So, but
Wow, that was really generous of him.
But I like to give a shout to Zach Cutler. And yeah, that's the main guy, Zach Cutler. I know he's battling, the bid right now, but I just want to wish him a speedy recovery. And hope he's hydrated like me, like thirsty. Like, yeah, just hopefully he drinks more like this.
You gotta stay hydrated. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah, Zachary Cutler, man. I hope you're watching this, and I hope you're watching this so deeply, and then I hope you hear this voice, and I want you to dream of my voice. That's my special shout out.
That's it. That's all you got.
I mean, you want more shit? Damn.
It just seems like you had a lot.
I said a lot. I know.
He did do a lot
already. I did do a lot already. I was naming a whole list like it was, like I was naming a whole like hit list. I mean, not hit list. I was naming a whole. Shout out list. Yeah, not hit list. Shout out list. Yeah.
So one other question that I had. I know that you mentioned that your schedule for the rest of 2025 is totally booked up.
Not 2025, 2024.
I'm sorry, 2024. The rest of your year for 2024 is totally booked up. Where can we see you? Because I know the end of August tends to be a little bit quieter. A lot of people like wrapping up things for the summer, people sending their kids off to school, whatever. Once we get to like September, moving on the rest of the year, where can the people see you? Are there any special events that you're like extra hyped about that you want to put over?
Oh yeah, I want to put over this promotion. They're brand new. They just started up, but they literally sold out like every show there is. They're in Virginia. They're called MATW, Mid Atlantic Territorial Wrestling, freshly open, and they having a show in Northern Virginia where I like grew up and everything. So the fact that they finally have me on their show means like it's gonna be crazy because that week is gonna be like my high school reunion, and after the high school reunion fiesta on the Thursday, they're gonna come to my show Saturday, so I'm really hyped for that. So MATW, I don't know the dates from the top of my head, but if they go to my social media at Vandu, they're all gonna see all my schedule just right there. I always promote every promoters. I always promote everything, but they can see me at 1CW in Delaware, jumping Ty Awesome somewhere. They could see me in, what else? Yeah, they could see me. I don't know from the top of my head. There's so many. They're gonna see me in Connecticut. I don't know that promotion. I'm sorry to the promoters that's watching this thing. I don't know your promotion, but I'm having a lot on my mind. Yeah. But go to my social media and then you'll see everything in my schedule. That's where you see me at. Yeah. And then also Rebel Spirit Pro Wrestling, where I'm a troll Julie. I mean, appreciate Julie for her voice. Yeah. But I'm gonna cut you off next time you announce my name. Once you grab that mic, I'll be like, give me that.
No. That's no. You do not.
No, I'll do that. Okay.
You do not take the mic from the announcer or the interviewer.
I have to. I'm a sprint to the ring because you always announce it like when I'm coming up the curtain. I'm like, dang, that's rushing. So I gotta time that when you say my name, I gotta do all this. But then I'm like, oh shit, you rush that. Yeah, I just feel like grab a kid's hat, throw it across the ring. That's when you announce the name. Like, oh shit, that's fast. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
We'll take our time.
But but my pet peeve, Julie, I want you to change up. I want you to announce, my name.
I'm going to announce you as the Big Daddy.
No, yeah, that too. But I want you to announce me after my entrance music ends. Okay, like literally after once everything is. Yeah, after my entrance ends, I want you to announce it. Like that. Okay, like a grand finale. Okay, like Elvis Presley when he comes out, he it starts like da 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 da, and then when it got quiet, everyone announced who he is. Well, welcome to the stage, Elvis Presley. Yeah.
I'll have my people talk to your people.
No, whoa. Who's your people?
Lots of people involved here, I think.
No. Why do gotta be people involved? It could be just me.
We'll take this offline.
So does that mean I could FaceTime you after this?
No.
What? Why? You're social what? Why not?
My social battery is gonna be low after.
Oh my! I can't. Yeah, come on.
Speaking of, just relax. Deep breath.
Candy rain. Yeah, come on.
Well, KO has lots of cool shit coming on in the future. And Julie, what do you have coming up?
Yeah, Julie, tell us.
I have a pretty good schedule coming up this fall. I have two shows for Rebel Spirit coming up in September. We are going to be returning to Weymouth, Massachusetts on Sunday, September 15th. And we will also TBD be doing a spot show in Weymouth, Massachusetts at their food truck festival on Friday the 13th. So if you're in that area, that's a really good opportunity to just come stop by and see us, see what we're all about. We will have another show at our home Tackle Box Brewing Company in Marlborough, Massachusetts. That is Sunday, September 22nd. I will be making my debut appearance for CCW down in Florida in Kissimmee in early October. That will be October 11th. And I have a couple more things brewing, a couple more places that I might be popping up that I'm not quite ready to share yet, but I will be sharing them on my social media. Probably sometime in the near future, I'll post my full schedule on there. And you can follow me at The Crown Jewels. Crown is with an E at the end. It's the old English spelling. That's just how we roll.
I've never had anybody breakdance at the end of a show, but
this is a really good way to wrap things up.
There's a first for everything.
I didn't do that. I didn't. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Now we got the Blair Witch Project going on now too. You never know what's going to happen.
That wasn't Dan's. That wasn't Dan's.
I didn't do that. I was stretching. I wasn't doing it. That was breakdancing. I was making sure my joints are good.
Was that the same guy that showed up on AEW that just looked?
No, don't pull it. No, not me.
No, you sure?
Don't pull out. No, it's not me. Don't pull out the footage. Don't do it. That's all.
I just thought that it was.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
Guy.
Change the topic. It's not me.
It's not him. Well, all right, we'll change the topic. So Monday here on Toned In Entertainment, we have a theme podcast coming back, and we're doing the top 10 rawest wrestlers and moments of all time.
Shit.
We got
shit, that's a nice jacket.
Lexi Gomez and Frick as my guests on the panel, and then Julie will be back next Thursday night, where we have the owner of Fight Factor Wrestling on with us, Dave Sturcio. So that's going to be. That's going to be really cool. Yeah. So we got some cool stuff going on here on the channel, plus CCW this Saturday, Boca Raton Championship Wrestling on Sunday. Yes. Live interviews are back. Big Daddy, KO, Julie Cutler, thank you both for joining me tonight here on the channel.
Who is Mike Jones?
Who is Mike Jones?
I still don't know.
Mike Jones.
Well, just call 281-330-8004. And then, guys, if you haven't already, well, KO is just going crazy. He's ready to rock and roll. Again, thank you both for your time. And
thank you, Tony.
For those who are watching this on demand, if you haven't already, guys, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Tune in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.